The $2.2 million treatment challenge, China's CRISPR strategy changes everything. For decades, curing inherited genetic diseases has been one of medicine's biggest challenges. Patients suffering from conditions such as sickle cell disease, beta thalassemia, muscular dystrophy, and rare immune disorders often relied on lifelong treatments costing hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Now, China is rapidly emerging as one of the world's fastest-moving CRISPR innovators. While Western pharmaceutical companies have spent years developing gene editing therapies that can cost approximately $2.2 million per patient, Chinese researchers and biotechnology companies are aggressively pursuing faster clinical development, scalable manufacturing, and lower-cost approaches that could dramatically expand patient access. The well-known CRISPR therapy Cas9, developed by CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex, carries a U.S. list price of about $2.2 million for eligible patients. What is CRISPR? CRISPR is often described as a pair of molecular scissors. Instead of simply treating symptoms, scientists can directly edit faulty DNA responsible for inherited diseases. In many cases, a single treatment has the potential to provide long-lasting or even curative benefits. Over the past few years, CRISPR has evolved from an experimental laboratory technology into an approved medical therapy. The first approved CRISPR medicine demonstrated that gene editing could successfully treat severe blood disorders, opening the door to dozens of new clinical programs worldwide. Why China is moving so quickly. China has invested heavily in biotechnology infrastructure, genomic sequencing, AI-assisted drug discovery, and precision medicine. Chinese hospitals are increasingly collaborating with biotech startups to launch clinical trials across multiple disease areas, including rare inherited blood disorders, certain cancers, immune system diseases, neurological disorders, cardiovascular diseases. Instead of focusing on one blockbuster therapy, many Chinese companies are building flexible CRISPR platforms capable of targeting multiple diseases with similar technology. This platform strategy could significantly reduce future development costs. The cost problem. Current gene editing treatments remain among the most expensive medicines ever commercialized. A single treatment costing approximately $2.2 million creates enormous challenges for healthcare systems, insurance providers, and patients worldwide. The high price reflects years of research, complex manufacturing, personalized cell processing, regulatory requirements, and specialized hospital care. However, many experts believe these costs can decline over time through improved manufacturing, automated production, better delivery technologies, larger patient volumes, platform-based regulatory approvals. China hopes to accelerate many of these improvements through large-scale investment and faster clinical execution. Beyond blood disorders. Today's approved CRISPR therapies mainly target inherited blood diseases, but researchers are already expanding into much broader applications. Current clinical research includes heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, HIV, chronic infections, rare metabolic diseases, high cholesterol, liver diseases. Scientists are also developing newer editing technologies such as base editing and prime editing, designed to make DNA changes with even greater precision while reducing unintended edits. AI meets gene editing. One of the biggest accelerators is artificial intelligence. AI systems are now helping researchers design more accurate CRISPR guides, predict off-target edits, analyze genomic datasets, identify disease-causing mutations, optimize clinical trial design, speed up drug discovery. The combination of AI and CRISPR is dramatically shortening research timelines that once required many years. Global competition is intensifying. The United States still leads many areas of biotechnology innovation, supported by world-class universities and established pharmaceutical companies. China, however, is rapidly closing the gap by investing heavily in research, manufacturing capacity, and clinical development. Analysts increasingly expect stronger competition in the global CRISPR market over the next decade, particularly as more therapies move toward commercialization. The future of medicine. CRISPR represents a shift from treating disease to correcting its genetic cause. That doesn't mean every disease can already be cured. Most CRISPR therapies remain in clinical trials, and long-term safety and effectiveness continue to be studied. But the technology has already proven capable of delivering life-changing outcomes for some patients with serious genetic disorders. If manufacturing costs continue to fall and clinical success expands into more diseases, gene editing could become one of the defining medical breakthroughs of the 21st century. The race is no longer just about discovering the next treatment. It's about making these powerful therapies accessible to millions of patients around the world. China is positioning itself as a major force in that future, while Western pharmaceutical companies continue to push the boundaries of advanced gene editing science. The coming decade will likely determine who leads the next era of precision medicine. China's rapid progress in CRISPR isn't just about developing another gene editing therapy. It reflects a broader shift in how the country is building an end-to-end biotechnology ecosystem. While much of the attention has focused on lower treatment costs, an equally important development is China's investment in faster clinical recruitment, large genomic databases, AI-assisted target discovery, and expanding biomanufacturing capacity. These elements can significantly shorten the path from laboratory research to human clinical trials. Perhaps the biggest long-term opportunity lies beyond rare genetic diseases. Scientists are actively investigating CRISPR-based treatments for hereditary angioedema, familial hypercholesterolemia, Huntington's disease, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, HIV, autoimmune disorders, and next-generation cancer immunotherapies. The race is therefore no longer solely about producing the first approved therapy. It is becoming a competition over who can build the fastest innovation ecosystem, manufacture therapies at scale, reduce treatment costs, and make precision medicine accessible to larger populations. The coming decade may determine whether gene editing remains an ultra-premium medical technology or evolves into a routine part of healthcare across the globe.